Hi, welcome to Ken's Games Collection and my continuing countdown on my top 20 games of all time. So coming in at number 18, it's actually going to be a two-way tie. I couldn't pick between these two games. Both are Super Nintendo games, both by Konami, and it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, and Super Castlevania 4. Let's talk about Turtles in Time first. Now, back in the day, the Turtles were a worldwide phenomenon. It was just incredible how they took off. There were sponsorship deals with Pizza Hut as well. Everywhere you went there was toys. There was so much stuff. It was just so popular. And I remember playing the arcade game, which was a 4-player. That was so cool. So with the Super Nintendo, when they announced there was going to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, I was so pumped for it. And this was an incredible game. Back in the day, we thought like this was like, oh my god, it looks so much like the cartoon. It was just like, it was just something that we really devoured, I guess you could say. It was just something that was really loved. And I remember with my mates, we played this so much. It was just so cool. We all had our favorite turtles. One thing that really stood out for us and was a real wow factor in this game, and it was the mode 7, where the turtles were able to flick the enemies out of the screen. Back then, that was such a big moment. You take advantage of this sort of stuff now with what we have with the modern consoles and the graphics, how powerful everything is. But back then, with the mode 7 and flicking those characters out of the screen, it was just like a massive deal for us. I know it sounds crazy, but it was back then. It was just like, oh my god, how do they do that? It was so incredible. And I remember we would play the levels trying to get the turtles to flick them out of the screen, and we never got tired of seeing that sort of stuff. But this was a great game. It was just an amazing title for the Super Nintendo. And years later, I think it was Ubisoft in Singapore, they would do a remake of this game, complete remake. It looks okay. Some people didn't like it, the way they went with the graphic style, but I thought it was really cool. I downloaded it on the PlayStation 3, I think it was. I really enjoyed it, and it was just a cool game, but this original game is so amazing with the levels. I think the only level I didn't like was the sewer level, but apart from that, when you go back in time and you take on Bebop and Rocksteady, you got Crank in there, you got Shredder, all that sort of stuff. It was just such an amazing title for us. And fast forward to now, I think 5 years ago, this was selling on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, even retro stores, for $40. All of a sudden, the prices would go skyrocket. That's the only way I can put it. It would go up to $600, up to $1,000 boxed. I went into a retro store here in Brisbane, $699 I think it was. This is a repro. These are both repros, okay? It's really hard to find these all brand new condition like this. But yeah, the price of this game has just skyrocketed over the last 5 or 6 years, I think. Okay, let's talk about Super Castlevania 4. I don't know, I've got to start by saying that if it wasn't for games like Super Mario and also The Legend of Zelda, I would never have got a Super Nintendo, so I wouldn't have experienced all these amazing games. So, yeah, that's where I stand with that. With Super Castlevania 4, I had known about the series back in the day on the NES. I never owned an NES, so I knew about this, and I thought, okay, I want to try this game out because I heard so much great things about it on the NES. And the thing that really stood out for me with this game, not only the graphics looked amazing, the gameplay was so cool, the level design was amazing. The thing that stood out most for me was the music. Just how you start that first level and how subtle the music is, then it kicks in, and it was just like, oh my god, this is an incredible soundtrack. It's up there with the soundtrack from Streets of Rage. I just couldn't wait to get to the next level to hear the music, and it never disappointed me. And that's the thing that really stuck with me after all these years, along with Streets of Rage 4, is the music in this game. And it was an incredible game back in the day, and I played a lot of other Castlevania games over the years. Honestly, this, to me, personally, is the best Castlevania game ever made. There is a lot of nostalgia in there with this one, but both of these were incredible games by Konami. They were doing so many amazing games back then, as opposed to now. It's just a shame to see how the company has gone. But back then, Konami was making incredible titles for the Super Nintendo, and both of these are worthy to be in my top 20 games of all time. So until next time, guys, bye.